What's up, everybody? It's your boy Flexarot, bringing you a Dragon Ball Super Episode 125 overview. Now, the episode takes off where it left off from 124, with Goku and Vegeta taking on Jiren. Now, Goku comes up from behind, gets him in kind of a half Nelson here, or kind of a full Nelson, minus the hands behind the neck, and Vegeta comes in with the final flash that never works. He should really switch to the Big Bang attack, but he's going to continue doing the final flash. Jiren just flashes, pretty much blocks it, flashes it off with his eyes, and they're starting to realize that even after all these attacks, he isn't even sweating. So Jiren is OP as hell right now. I love that scene right there. You got Limit Breaker, I'm calling it Limit Breaker, Vegeta on the right. You got Goku, Super Saiyan Blue, Kaioken. That is like my wallpaper. I love how the colors contrast. It's beautiful. Now we go to Toppo at 17, the main attraction of this episode, the main fight. We have 17 with his shield still being that shield is very OP for now. And 17's plan. 17's plan, since they have infinite energy, is going to kind of overwhelm Toppo with an energy assault. Even 18 lets everyone else know on the team we have infinite energy, so he's just going to light Toppo up until the time runs out, because they would win because they have more warriors left over. Toppo, looking through his energy, looking through the pattern of the energy balls coming at him, he is able to kind of dodge it and then get away from it, as 17 cannot keep up with Toppo. And they get into a kind of like Gohan and Cell. They get into a power beam struggle. Enter Golden Frieza. Now, as soon as I saw Golden Frieza up on the scene, I've been hoping Toppo and Frieza would get their chance to fight. That was one of my dream matchups, but this did not go. Let's just move forward, and I'll explain. I seen it coming with the way Frieza was acting. So Frieza comes up, starts blasting Toppo, kind of taking some cheap shots at him, and then really gives him a powerful shot. This pisses Toppo off, almost knocking him off of the stage. And he says he is getting very, very pissed. We all knew from last week's episode, God of Destruction, Toppo was coming. So it is coming. And Frieza, the way he was acting, way, way, way over cocky. It's like I have Sharingan and I could just see their movements. I saw this coming. Frieza's being way too cocky, overconfident. And he's just like laying into Toppo like he's no threat whatsoever. And he says Toppo makes up his mind. Justice is worthless now. And we see the eyes of God of Destruction, Toppo. That is later that we all knew he is the candidate for the next God of Destruction. Indeed, this is the birth of Toppo. He has decided that is his role, the God of Destruction. So he unleashes this energy he has been hiding. He goes to destroy Frieza. Frieza, who has dealt with this in the past, as you remember from previous episodes, he was able to it wasn't as strong, but he was able to get through this the first time this happened to him. So, being extremely overconfident, he says just one hand will do. He's overwhelmed and he is blown away. I seen that coming because it's a God of Destruction, and Frieza, who just lost all of his stamina from the previous episode, he is acting way overconfident. I just seen it coming. I don't know if I'm just such an old school fan. I could just see some of this stuff coming. Now 17 is taking on God of Destruction, Toppo. I give 17 a lot of credit. I was never a huge 17 fan, but in this tournament, what he was able to do and how smart his fighter IQ is, I really, really like 17 now. So 17 with his OP shield, Toppo God of Destruction's energy blasts now penetrate his shield, so his shield is useless. And we all know that God of Destruction now can surround himself with energy of destruction, so everything that hits him just kind of vaporizes. So he needs a weakness. So 17's trying to find a weakness, just hitting him with everything that he has, and it's just all just disintegrating as soon as it hits him pretty much. Now this part I did not notice first time I watched it, but as I was making these screen grabs, this is the god of this is destruction. This is the destruction wave. This is the destruction. He's loading it up, ready to fire it at 17. Frieza throws a rock. The rock hits the destruction, and he stops it, and it disappears. So this blast is destruction. This is destruction. But a boulder is able to break it apart. That doesn't make any sense, and that may play a role, possibly, if he shoots his finishing move, destruction, at you, you just throw a boulder at it. I was puzzled by this part, very, very puzzled. Anyways, moving on, Frieza comes back after throwing the boulder. Frieza, who is out of his golden state, absolutely stands no chance, and I was just kind of cringing at this because I really wanted a good golden Frieza fight, but he throws basically everything he has left. He's basically doesn't care if he destroys everything and kills everybody, including himself. He goes up with it to show off how powerful he is. This is like a piece of like corn, or a piece like a pea pod, a little tiny little marble worth of his energy. He flings it up and just totally wipes out Frieza's mega energy ball, death ball, and he really gives it to Frieza here. He really just embarrasses him and humiliates him and just basically makes him his bitch pretty much. And as he goes to eliminate him, because Frieza's done here, I was very, very upset about this fight. I wanted it to be a little better, but this is a God of Destruction, Toppo. They're trying to say that he's this damn strong. As he goes to eliminate him, now I think this is going to play a role in next week's episode. 17 throws a rock. They love throwing rocks and boulders, I guess. Hits Frieza and saves him, and Frieza lands on the outskirts of elimination, his arms hanging over, so he's still in the fight. I think this is going to play a role. Like, I think when Toppo and Vegeta are going to fight, obviously now, eventually, I think, and well, you'll see I'll save that for the end. And I think Frieza is going to somehow sacrifice himself for Vegeta or something, or they're obviously showing you this because it's going to play a factor in the outcome of the tournament or something of that nature. My hand slipped, I saved Frieza. Kind of like saying that too. So we end with 17. Okay, so 17's blast against Toppo's destruction. So 17's blast is not strong enough for the destruction, but a boulder, if he would have threw a boulder at the destruction, he would have been able to win the struggle. I'm still having trouble with that. So that's the end of this episode. If you don't want spoilers, shut it off now. Now, it's not really spoilers. I'm stupid. I hate doing this. I wrecked next week's episode for myself. Don't wreck next week's episode for you. I'm sure you've watched this episode before this. All 75 of you that are going to watch this to review. Don't wreck this for yourself. I wrecked next week's episode for myself. They gave way too much away. The preview of next week's episode, you see 17 getting eliminated, apparently. They pretty much say it's Vegeta's turn. So 17's gone at this point. Frieza's unconscious. And it is Vegeta, Limit Breaker Vegeta against God of Destruction, Toppo. They're going to fight because I guess Frieza gets eliminated. I don't know. Toppo overwhelms Frieza and 17 with the power of destruction. Okay, so Frieza's overwhelmed. He might not be eliminated. I don't know yet. They didn't show that. They did show 17 flying out of the ring, and 17's gone now, unfortunately. That pisses me off that I watched this next week's episode preview. I really need to stop doing that. Next week's episode's kind of ruined for me. And it shows, Vegeta, are you planning to throw your life away? So hopefully Vegeta doesn't sacrifice himself to eliminate Toppo. And then it's going to be Goku hopefully mastering Ultra Instinct, maybe mixed with, maybe it's going to be Super Saiyan Blue Ultra Instinct, some kind of combination, final form, since we're getting only a couple episodes left. and Frieza. It might be Goku and Frieza here versus Jiren from what it's looking like. So that's just my prediction. Surpass even a god. Vegeta's desperate blow. So Vegeta could even win this fight against Toppo because it does say surpass even a god. So he might be surpassing a god of destruction and winning. So I'm not quite sure yet, but that's how it ends. So unfortunately, they retell you 17's gone, which sucks. So it is what it is. So I like this episode. It was awesome. I have nothing bad to say about Dragon Ball Super. And if you watched my live stream, I kind of raged out about all the channels talking smack about Super and how much I hate those channels now. So maybe I'll do a video on that because I have a lot of Saiyan rage to unleash on these people talking bad about Super. They probably even got it canceled earlier than it was supposed to because all they want to do is bitch and complain for views. But I'm not going to get into that right now. So that's it, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, tell a friend, subscribe. Can't wait for next episode.
That's how we roll. Boom.